why today, there is so much of noise around this gaming, gambling. And trust me, these numbers are changing every 15 days because the growth is so exponential in this particular industry. Then an average Indian is spending 7.3 hours per day on their smartphone. I think this doesn't need a proof. We all are, you know, testifying that we can give a testimonial to it. Gaming is adding 2 million paid users per month, and every second internet user is a gamer in India, and every third one is transacting as a paid gamer. Gaming has 450 million users, and the market will see a 33% rise by 2026. And trust me, this number has already jumped up. India is the fastest growing market in terms of gamers and revenue. And a recent article, yeah, it was an article 2 months back, it spoke that there will be generation of a lack of jobs. I think lack of job is the minimum number. The way the companies are opening, 900 gaming was again some few months back. We just recently before IPL we have had two gaming companies launching itself. One of them is ClickPay, yeah, for the famous for the infamous reasons. But yeah, uh, that's how this gaming world is shaping up. It's growing at an unprecedented rate. And that leads me to think, at least, that as a lawyer, we have a lot of scope. And I have been seeing that scope because of the exposure, the learning, the contribution that you can do by being in this particular industry. Yeah. So these numbers, where there is growth of internet, where there is growth of smartphone users, where there is growth of paid users, where every second person who's using an internet is a gamer, where the market is increasing in so drastic manner at a state like India, which has 900 gaming companies. And when I speak, in the next 2 months, if it turns out to be 1,000 companies, will not be a great deal. Yeah. So all of these is contributing to this gaming industry. So something which is booming, if you've seen, that's a pattern that if there is a new industry that is shaping up, of course, the laws also around it are shaping up. And it has to shape up so that it is regulated and not completely banned or removed or called off, because it's a way of revenue, it's a way of employment, it's a way of scaling the economy of the country, right? So now when we know that this is some few numbers which are showing it's a sunrising industry, what are the laws that are around it? Let's see that. Let's move to the next slide, please. So first, know that gaming is under a constitutional right. Now you will ask where. So if you look at Article 19(1)(g), it has been said that it is a business activity. We'll speak about it in the next slide, where it has been spoken in one of the landmark judgments for this industry. Under the Constitution, under Article 246, it divides the power between center and state, and betting and gambling has been placed under the 7th schedule, entry 34, list 2. Okay. And that is where the power comes from to operate this particular business. And the Public Gambling Act is the only law till today which is ruling this entire industry. But the best part, as I started, did you come at the right juncture to study about gaming, is because very recently MeitY, that is the Ministry of Electronics and Information, has been appointed as the nodal ministry. And before that, an interministerial task set was set up by the central government to decide of what kind of regulations has to happen in this particular industry. And to that effect came the drafts, the changes or the amendments in the IT rules 2021, which is still a draft. It is under huge consultations. We are in the process of consulting with the government. We have gone and placed our voice again and again. I've went to Delhi a couple of times to represent from my side, also my company. So we are talking and we're seeking the changes where it's required. And once this bill is passed, you can say that this industry will have a ministry over it. We can say we will have a much better defined rules and laws for this industry. So this has just happened in the last 2-3 months. Before this, Public Gaming Act, which is being a state subject, has been, the Public Gaming Act was introduced. It's a pre-independence law, has no relevance today to the online gaming structure. Still being applied. If there is a single FIR done, it is still done on the Public Gaming Act side, which is not fair. And we're just waiting for this law to turn up, this draft amendment to turn up into a law. But in the meanwhile, yes, if the law is, it is the Public Gambling Act 1867, being a state subject. It was introduced by the center as a centerpiece of legislation, adopted by all the various states of India. A few did not adopt it, and they have completely banned, such as Assam, Odisha, and Telangana. Telangana has been a new one in the list. And then there are certain others like Meghalaya, Nagaland, and Sikkim, which operate on licensing basis. So this is a very big overview of how the gaming industry is operating. What is the law around it? So if one piece of law, if you want to refer to, is the Public Gambling Act. But let me tell you that since Public Gambling Act is there, so be it, but it attracts many other laws. Of course, we're speaking about the IT rules, then it will attract the data protection. It will attack the digital digital act that will come in replacing the Information IT Act. Then a lot of company laws and also the consumer protection laws. So all of these, and of course, anything which is under the area of technology law is attracted here. Okay, so please know that this industry is going to have a new piece of legislation. Though still, the challenge here is that there's nothing being spoken on the Public Gambling Act, which has been taken up by the states. The industry is looking at a centerpiece of legislation. And since the MeitY has come up as a nodal ministry, we hope that in some time there will be a central piece of legislation around it. However, the IT rules will be governed through the center. So this industry is having a lot of hope with the changes that we are seeing right now. So this is the basic, that it has a right under the Constitution. It has been categorized as a business activity. There is a Public Gambling Act, something to be called on. And now these two things have certainly developed, and we are waiting and seeing what's ahead. Yeah, let's move ahead.